We thank you so much for watching Law School Made Easy at Law School Made Easy 256. Today we want to go straight into constitutional history. But of course, I have done a video about the story, the things which were around the 1953 KABAKA crisis, the story that developed the KABAKA crisis of 1953 to 1955 that culminated into the signing of the 1955 Buganda Agreement. Now, or what you call the Namirembe Agreement. So I want to now break the causes of the 1953 crisis and their impact, and the impact of that crisis which we received in Uganda in 1953. Now, we shall not go back to the story because people have appreciated the story on the YouTube. We have done, you can watch for you to appreciate, but now we are looking only at the causes. We want to help the first years, and we single out the causes of the KABAKA crisis of 1953. The first cause is the speech made by Oliver Layton. Oliver Layton was the Secretary for Colonies for the British. That wherever a British had its colony, Oliver Layton was the secretary. And while in England, he made a statement saying that they intended to merge, to federate East Africa. And Buganda was against the idea of federating East Africa. So this became the first cause. That Mutesa, who was in that meeting, felt very bad. I felt betrayed because Buganda already had wanted to break away, to secede away from Uganda. So the speech, which was promoting the element of federation, is what caused the KABAKA crisis as one of the leading causes. Cause number 2 is the withdrawal of Article 6 of the Buganda Agreement. When the crisis was about to happen, before the king was deported, Mutesa too, before he was deported, Andrew Cohen withdrew Article 6 of the Buganda Agreement. Article 6 of the Buganda Agreement said that for as long as you are loyal and submissive to Her Majesty's government, we shall recognize you as the native ruler of your people. Now the assumption was that Mutesa had become unruly. He had become ungovernable. So therefore, Andrew withdrew the mandate in Article 6 and he was able to deport him, because now he was deporting somebody who was against Her Majesty's government, and that is how Mutesa ended up in exile. That being cause number 2. Cause number 3 is the character, the unbearable character of Sir Andrew Cohen, the governor at then. Remember, the governor had been introduced in 1952, and the main reason why he was introduced to prepare us for independence, to do constant reforms. Cohen was unapproachable. Cohen seemed a dictator at the time. He wanted whatever he believed in to be done. He could not listen to the cries of the Baganda and the Ugandans at the time. So therefore, the unbearable character of Sir Andrew Cohen, the governor at the time, his character as a person led to the crisis. We cannot go away minus discussing the character of Sir Edward Mutesa, the KABAKA of Buganda at the time. That he was a young and flamboyant king who wanted to exert the will of his people. And therefore, he could not listen to anything which his people did not believe in, or which he did not believe in as a person. It is important to note that Mutesa was the son of Daudi Chwa, who was there at the time of the signing of the agreement. And the idea of federation had come on several occasions when Mutesa was young, and his father had opposed it. So it is evident Mutesa also was following the footsteps of his father by fighting. So his character, he was a younger king, educated, and therefore his character caused the crisis. Number 4, the deportation of the king. When Article 6 was withdrawn, the king was deported. And on deporting the king, this escalated more and more the 1953 crisis, because the people of Uganda wanted their king to control, wanted their king to be around. Now sending away raised their hunger and feeling, and therefore this whole crisis was inevitable. The other point is the support and the love of the people of Uganda. That the nationalism which was growing amongst the people of Uganda overpowered Mutesa. Mutesa felt that everybody was on his side. Because of this support, he resisted the British rule, and therefore causing the crisis. The rise of a strong, young, able-bodied leader like Beni Chwanuka, Abu Mayanja, Kachama Mayanja. These were the young, energetic men at the time who were growing. So their influence, they preached against independence. They preached against the British rule, and therefore the people supported them. No wonder in 1954, we had seen the emergence of the political party that is called the DP as the first political party, which was formed in this country. There are very many causes. Of course, the rise of political parties, which were there at the time, DP and others, also with some of the causes of the 1953 KABAKA crisis, and very many others. Let us now briefly dwell into the effects of the crisis. When the crisis occurred, many things happened afterward. One of the effects is that the king of Uganda, Kabaka Mutesa, was deported to England. That was one of the impacts. For having led the crisis, Mutesa was now deported to England. Number 2, there was the suspension of Article 6 of the Buganda Agreement. In the same vein, Article 6 was reinstated. An effect was that the article was suspended and Mutesa was able to be deported. But also, on a bid to bring him back, the article was reinstated back, which gave Mutesa powers and protection, immunity from the British. Number 3, the return of the KABAKA. The KABAKA returned back as one of the effects. That after the 2-3 years in exile, the KABAKA, they organized and the KABAKA returned back. Number 5, the signing of the 1955 Namirembe Agreement, which others call the Buganda Agreement. And it is in this agreement that all the terms were put, the articles were put back. One of the articles in the agreement was that bring back our KABAKA. Number 6 is the idea of the federating of East Africa was dropped. The British never continued with the idea of federating East Africa. Number 7, The idea of Buganda breaking away from Uganda, it is also a cause. One of the causes is Buganda wanted to break away, to secede from Uganda, sorry. And now one of the impacts is that the idea of Buganda breaking away came to an end at the particular time. It came to an end and they had nowhere to go. So, those are some of the causes and impacts of the 1953 KABAKA crisis. We have said the suspension of Article 6, deportation of the KABAKA, the role of the king, the role of Sir Andrew Cohen, the love and support of the Baganda, the rise of able leader, political parties, the need by Buganda to break away from Uganda, all these, and the speech of Oliver Layton led to the 1953 KABAKA crisis. So that is how you go about the causes and the impacts of the 1953 KABAKA crisis. We want to thank you so much for watching Law School Made Easy at Law School Made Easy 256. Subscribe, share, like our videos. Thank you.